What's up and welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Doc's Daily. It is Wednesday, June 4th. We are here. I'm Detroit Lenny, joined with Raphael Esparza. I can't talk today, folks. It's Monday. I almost didn't hit the live button again. It's like Monday part 3 for me. Raphael's here. Nick's here. Griffin's here. I'm here. You're here. Welcome in, everybody. It is, like I said, Wednesday, June 4th. I gotta pay some house, some bills, do some house cleaning. I really can't talk. I don't know.
Lenny, figure it out.
I can't. Can we just restart? If we just restart, I just like to restart, folks. Anyways, I'll figure it out in the link in the description. In the link in the description. See what I'm doing here? Free 60 docsports.com/free 60. New customers, go over to Doc Sports. There's a link. There's a tab. Follow it. You get free $60 account to use on any one of our premier handicappers, including these three knuckleheads that could probably speak a lot better than I can at this very moment. YouTube Premium, $19.99 for Indian Cowboy stuff. You know that circus and everything that comes with the cowboy. It costs you $19.99. Premium Plus is $49.99. You get that and then some. Craig Trapp will give you a video play, 3 video plays every day, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star stuff from random handicappers from our site. That's all the bills I got to pay there. Hopefully, I have a job tomorrow. Right, we're live. Listen, Monday. The joke is Monday. The three of us did this show for a solid 13 minutes before we realized we didn't hit the live button. Yeah, and then out of all people, Griffin's like, "Are we live?" That's scheduled, and I'm like, "Oh." And I almost didn't do it again. So yeah, right, Kate. Thanks for pointing that out. We're actually live. Welcome in, everybody. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll go around. Ralph, why don't you tell us what you got going on today? How's the week treating you? Hopefully better than me and Mondays.
Trying to take a nap sometime today because I was on VEASAN late last night. They told me I was only going to do one segment, and we did multiple ones. And by the time
you can't keep the old guy
2:30 in the morning, and I had to be up at 5 to do my daily show, so a little tired. But we have a nice card today. There's some good value in some baseball games, especially the late games. Stanley Cup starts today, so who thought about that? I mean, today's Wednesday, game 1. Today a little sad that there's no WNBA, but there's a great soccer game that starts 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the UEFA Nations League between Germany and Portugal. Germany's playing in their backyard, so it should be a fantastic game and a great game tomorrow as well in the UEFA Nations League.
I like that little soccer action, and I had this whole breakdown on NHL yesterday because I thought the game started yesterday. I'm telling you, all week I've been discombobulated with Mondays and Tuesdays and where this, that, wherever. Nick Menken set me straight. Hockey's tonight for real.
Hockey is tonight here, Lenny. Game 1, we got 2 plays. We got a side and a total in tonight's game. A little lower volume, nothing crazy. It's game 1 here. You guys know who I'm thinking is going to win the Stanley Cup if you've been watching it. Go Oilers, baby. But prop market's been good. Over my last 8 plays, we're up over $2,700. We're 6-2. I hit my last 4 7-unit plays. Yesterday was Hunter Green on the mound over his strikeouts there, 6.5, and he got 7. Just barely got that one. We are off on the props, and we have lower volume on the baseball diamond. Only 2 plays, and that is it. We're locked and loaded for the Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
I like it, and I know you're on the Oilers. Been saying it the whole time. I know somebody's on the flip side of that as well.
Or is he?
Or is he? Right, yeah. Griffin Murphy, what do you got going on?
I've got yesterday wasn't the best day for me. I went 1-2 on the diamond, and I dropped my player prop. Back in action today. I love the board today as far as MLB. I've got 4 plays tonight, 2 totals, 2 sides. I want to say about 6-7 units in total, as well as in player props. I've got a player prop as well as a Yerfy Nerfy, 7 units total in that one. That's all I've got today, as well as we got game 1 in the Stanley Cup, and I am in a side on that one. And I think everybody knows who I am who I'm on based on my meltdown from yesterday.
I wouldn't call it a meltdown. I would just call it a
rampage.
Yeah. I don't think that's better, but yeah, I think it was just a very excited a hockey fan.
Well, his rampage was correct because this morning this number has moved 20 cents. So Florida money has been piling in all morning long. So if you want to call it rampage or maybe smarts, but money coming in Florida all morning long. So move 20 cents in a Stanley Cup game in a couple of hours. That means probably some high 5 figures and maybe a couple of 6 figures came in.
Listen, we got breaking news.
There he is.
We have a quick Trapp sighting.
No, he's drunk. His turn.
There he is.
Craig's been upset. Craig, you've been drinking since Monday, haven't you? I felt bad. I was almost texting him yesterday, almost, but then I did. Yeah.
Let's win today.
Totally, he's drunk already. He's already
rock on, brother.
Who posts on Facebook now these days? What is he?
Yeah, I mean, that's the old man, Craig. He's out here for his birthday. I think he's like 62 today or 72. I don't know. He's up there.
Wait, is his birthday today or I thought Friday?
I think his birthday's today.
Friday. Craig, when's your birthday?
Maybe Craig's when's your birthday? I could probably look it up on Facebook, which is the only reason I have Facebook, by the way, is to tell me when it's somebody's birthday. Like, because if I missed my grandmother's birthday, thank God Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg created that. So, great 2 days in Vegas. Kenny Chesney at the
Didn't answer anything we said.
Craig, when's your birthday?
Yeah. Craig, yeah.
Who the heck wants to see Kenny Chesney?
He's the biggest country fan. Craig Trapp's like, I don't want to say he's even undercover country fan because he is out of that closet. That country closet he is out of. He's a country boy. All he's missing is a tractor and like a piece of straw hanging out of his mouth and some overalls. That's what we need. Craig's a Ohio country bumpkin. That's what we call country bumpkins. I don't know where I was going with that. Craig likes his country music. I don't know. Circus Swim Thursday. Yeah, sure. I'll be there. That's tomorrow, right? Yeah.
Follows Wednesday.
Yeah. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, there you go. Look at Lenny and his Detroit Public Education working hard. Yeah, I'll be there. Tell me I gotta go. I gotta work, Craig.
We burned 5 minutes talking to Craig through chat. Why don't you just get in the damn show, Craig?
Right. Yeah, like you need a link. I got an email today that StreamYard lets you go live from your phone now. It's a whole new thing. So, anyways, let's talk about the MLB and that Craig. He still does. He might not know when his birthday is. He's that old. If you see Craig in or around the Las Vegas area and snap a picture with him, DM Tony George, and he'll send you a fruit basket. Raphael, what do you got going on in MLB today?
I have quite a few stuff going on today because I was supposed to do free plays yesterday on Beason's show, and we went completely chaos as we were talking wrestling odds and a whole bunch of stuff. But the first one, who's playing this weekend, Lenny? You're on my show on Friday. It's the Tigers and Cubs. That's right. Great weekend.
Good Chicago competition.
What? The Cubs are still playing, and they're still scoring runs. So give me a team total over 4.5. I'm telling you, anytime you see 4.5 and you only lay in -110 or even plus money, you just got to take it. They're averaging 5.8 runs per game. That's tied for number one with who? The Dodgers. And last time I checked, the Cubs lineup is not the Dodgers lineup. So even being in the same sentence as the Dodgers is impressive. Their last 2 games, they've outscored their opponents 15-6. And that's even with their best player out with a bum finger. So I just taken the Cubs team total over 4.5. They might not win this game, but they're going to score. And so I'll take the 4.5 team total over.
I think they win this game. Let's be clear. I'm on the money line. So we can score. Runs, Cubs. You'll only hear me say that today. After this weekend, it's not. We're enemies after this. Griffin Murphy, what do you got going on the diamond today?
Yeah, so I'll give out this free play. Looking at this matchup, I actually did a YouTube free play on this thing. This total has jumped to over 2 runs right now, so I do want to talk about that really quick. But we've got the LA Angels rolling into Boston to play the Red Sox. Angels 28-32 on the year. Red Sox 29-34 on the year. Going to this pitching matchup, Jose Soriano gets the start for the Angels. This guy's got really nasty stuff. He really is a good pitcher. He's extremely underrated in that Angels rotation. 68.2 innings of work, a 1.51 whip. 49 strikeouts, 34 walks, 4-5 record, and a strong 3.41 ERA. Problem with this guy is he walks a lot of hitters, and that is an issue. That's an always disaster for runs. Lucas Giolito gets the start here for the Red Sox. Remember, this total is now sitting at 10.5. This thing opened up at 8.5. The from what I saw. So this thing's jumped 2 numbers. Giolito 1-1 on the year. He's got a 4.78 ERA. I always talk about Giolito being a liability, and this season he's kind of been consistent to inconsistent. He's hit or miss, and this is how this guy always is. Tonight, obviously, with that total banged up at 10.5, we're expecting him to be inconsistent tonight, but we're expecting the same out of Soriano. Giolito's got 32 innings of work, 26 strikeouts, 10 walks, 4.78 ERA and a 1-1 record. But when you look at this game, you've got to look at who's the more potent team offensively and who's at home. We've got the Red Sox here at home in this matchup. They are 2-8 in their last 10 games. So it is kind of time. They need to score runs. They need to win a ball game. And if the total's sitting at 10.5, we already have that expectation that with them at home that they're going to score runs. Angels, on the other hand, with Soriano already at 34 walks on the season, that's a huge liability in my eyes. So I'm looking at the better hitting team here. That is the Boston Red Sox, averaging 4.6 runs a game. That is 8th in the MLB. They're also better when it comes to team batting average, on base percentage, and they're 8th in home runs. Give me the Red Sox here on the run line to clean up this Angels team, as well as deplete my free play total. I don't like the total anymore. I hate saying that on a show right now, but again, if I still had to bang it, it would be the over. I gave the over out on my free play video on YouTube from yesterday. Same thing. Take the over, but I like the Red Sox way more as a potent position here on the run line.
I got the over at 10 even. I see 10.5 now before it kind of climbed, and that's like my ceiling. I've talked about this before about MLB. It's just a personal preference for me.
Raphael, did you see what this thing opened up at?
9.5. Opened
It's
up
9.5. Okay.
About 4 o'clock yesterday. Opened up at 9.5. But the wind was blowing in last night when they were doing numbers, and then it shifted early this morning. That's why we're seeing 10.5. And then day baseball games, the ball always travels really well in Boston. So it didn't shock me that it moved to 10.5.
Yeah,
I like Red Sox run line.
Boom, bam, there you go. Ref, cover your ears, but I same game parlayed that. Red Sox money line and over 10. I'm just saying. I'm sorry ahead of time. I don't know why I feel like when Robert's on, I have to tell him the same thing. Robert, earmuffs. I same game parlayed that. Nick, what do you got going on the diamond?
Yeah, first of all, I did not know the Detroit Tigers were playing the Chicago Cubs, so this is going to be an absolute battle. We might need a side wager. Well, not today.
Coming up.
Next week. Yeah, it's coming up. So we might have to get a little side wager, Lenny, going on that.
Available.
Let's look at the Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles here. The Orioles won yesterday 5-1 here. The Baltimore Orioles 7-3 in their last 10 games here on a 4-game winning streak. While these Mariners this season, they're 4 games above 500 here at home with 16 wins. They're 16-12, but Povich will be on the mound here for the Baltimore Orioles. He's 1-4, a guy that has been getting banged up here on the mound this year. And then for the Mariners, they got Hancock. He's been solid, not great, 2-2 on the season here, but I think the bats come out against Povich. Yes, the Seattle Mariners are still ranked 9th in runs per game. You look at this Baltimore Orioles team, I understand they've been playing good baseball here, 7-3, like I said, in the last 10 games, but look at their statistics in the run production. They're 25th in baseball. I understand they're playing good right now. Can this be the switch of their season? Who knows? But I'm still not trusting their bats or this pitching rotation, as they are 28th in all of MLB baseball here in ERA. Not good whatsoever. I'm taking these Seattle Mariners here at home, where they have a winning record against a Baltimore Orioles team who has not been good, and 5th in their division. Yes, they've been playing well. They're producing runs right now, but I'm still trusting these bats and the Seattle Mariners. Give me the Mariners on the money line at this price against this Baltimore Orioles team, Lenny.
I love when you guys love what I love. I'm just saying, because I like Seattle. I'm a Mariner fan when they play at night. When they play at night at home, I like the Mariners. I don't know if there's stats to back that up that it's a winning trend or anything, but I tend to win at night when I bet on them and they're at home. So, yeah, I mean,
they got the East Coast team too. There's a 3-hour difference, Baltimore and then on your Seattle. So they're playing late.
Lonnie, you're timing them right, because they're 15-7 during day games and 17-20 during night games this year.
Maybe I'm timing them. I've talked about this about my MLB. I don't want to call it a system, because it is the dollar. It's the dollar store of systems. Okay, it's not anything that's great, but I look at stuff like a series. I'll tell you right now, I ate this one because I bet the Tigers to sweep the White Sox. Just a straight up sweep. They lost. They got their ass handed to them yesterday. But, it is what it is. But there was only value on the sweep. To win the series, there's really no value for me. They'll still win the series. They're going to dominate today and tomorrow. But, whatever. But anyways, that's just how I play baseball. Like, I look at the series. Huh?
Is it a 4-game set?
Yeah, today and tomorrow they play.
What was that line?
The sweep, I got plus money on the sweep.
Yeah,
I know that. I don't think it was great plus money. It was on. I don't want to say it wasn't great, but I think it was close to 200.
Okay.
And then the series though was like minus money. It was net. I'm not paying juice for them to win 3 out of 4 against. I know I'm just talking because it's my Tigers, but the best team in baseball against the bottom. I mean, I'm not paying that juice on that. And it would have been even more juicy, I feel, if it was like the Dodgers Rockies. And to me, that's just names. Like everybody knows they think the Dodgers are still a better team. And I'll fight the Dodgers right now in the Walmart parking lot down the street right now. Every Tiger fan right now. We'll fight.
And the Dodgers will still win.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, but they'll remember fighting us, okay? It'll go 6. It'll go 6 games.
Best team in baseball plays in the worst division of baseball. So that's just another story.
That's fair. Okay. See, the Tigers play in a better division, I think. I think the Tigers play in a harder division than the Dodgers play.
I disagree on that.
I disagree.
Arizona.
Giants.
I mean,
the D-backs, the Padres, the Giants. I mean, the Rockies, we give them. Honestly, I think AL Central is one of the worst divisions in baseball.
Yeah,
I think the Padres.
I'll
tell you right now. I think the Padres are frauds, and I'll attribute the Padres to the Twins. They're, to me, that's my equal. The Dodgers and the Tigers. I feel like they're whatever. The
You're
Giants
too high on
are
your
the
Tigers, brother.
dude, the Giants are the Guardians. The Royals are the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the White Sox are the Colorado Rockies.
How about we change your name to Detroit Homer?
Oh, for sure. I there's no doubt that I'm a homer. Let's talk. We know. Listen, we talked NHL, but Raphael, you haven't talked NHL. What do you like in tonight's game? You got a prop for us or anything?
I only have one small play.
I know.
I only have one play on the NHL game. It's the side on this one. But for the series, this one was torn. I was walking into the series thinking, I think Edmonton gets the redemption, their revenge, and stuff like that. But this one, I was talking about that when it was minus 110 both ways. And now some shops have minus 135 on the Oilers on the series price. Really? The Florida Panthers, I've said this many times, they check you in the ice, and then they go look for your family after they check you in the ice. They're just a hard-hitting team. I think their defense is a little bit better than Edmonton, but I think Edmonton, yes, they have the redemption on it, but they have the names, McDavid, all that. Can they surpass and get that redemption? Right now, for money-wise, my wallet, you got to take the Panthers on a series price at plus money. You could always hedge off on that ticket because you're sitting on a plus money ticket from the get-go. And if you really want, if you're a Florida Panther fan, wait till tonight's game. What if Edmonton wins? It doesn't mean the series is over. Now you're probably going to get closer to 2-1 on a defending champs that still plays better defense than the Edmonton Oilers. So I'm a little bit torn on this one. I think the Oilers win tonight, but for the series price, I think it's all about maybe Panthers money.
There he is, folks. He's alive.
Man.
Right.
How do people do West Coast time? Seriously. I mean, it's
what is wrong with you?
Who you got on this NHL Stanley Cup?
Who you got on the ice? You know there's a hockey game tonight, right?
Well, I think
he doesn't know who's playing.
I think the Oilers win tonight. I do think.
I thought you were going to say Toronto, and I was going to. That's it.
Hey, every Toronto fans wish I was able to say Toronto, but no.
Yeah.
No. First of all, they got to redo 2 things hockey. Don't set a film. Why have all this time off? This game should have been played on Monday, maybe Sunday. This time off is not going to make the hockey better, I don't think. And, I know the NBA, I got it. They said to get the big money, they had to set a specific date. And so it was going to start this Thursday, no matter if those games went 4 games, 5 games, 6 games. So, but the hockey, it's like they don't get the big money TV contracts. So I just don't get it. But I think it's going to be a good series. It's 7 games, right? You got to pick 7 games. I think it's going 7 games. I don't know. Maybe Edmonton, 7 games. I guess that's what I would bet. I didn't. What do you think, Raphael?
I think it goes 6. I don't think we're going to see a 7-game series.
Florida in 6?
Man, I know Edmonton probably wins tonight, but I just think Florida's. I think their powerful defense is going to be too much for the finesse of Edmonton and McDavid and all that. So I can see Panthers going back to back in 6.
He touched the cup.
On it.
Oh,
Got a little history lesson. The last time that the 2 teams faced off in back-to-back Stanley Cups, we talked about this. It was Detroit Red Wings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. And the face of the league was Sidney Crosby. He lost that first Stanley Cup. He comes back the second year. He wins that Stanley Cup. McDavid is the face of the league this year. Last year, he loses the Stanley Cup. This year, well, I'm all over the Oilers, baby. The Oilers are winning the Stanley Cup. McDavid gets his revenge on the same exact team that beat him down. Will not happen again.
Well, what about Florida just kind of
strong breakdown, not sold though?
Better be.
I see everybody's plays, so I know these 2 guys are posing tonight.
Oh, we've talked about it all week. Yeah, they're oil and water, folks.
You guys aren't in Arizona, right? You're back home?
I am. I'm in Arizona.
I'm in Chicago right now.
But if you're going toe-to-toe with Pittsburgh and Edmonton in that series, that's totally different teams. I mean, Pittsburgh was loaded coming back with to try to get the redemption.
You don't think Edmonton's loaded?
Well, they are, but they didn't bring anything back to change stuff to get that redemption back. Pittsburgh did.
And here's the thing. Florida, who wins last year, got better.
Yeah.
With Brad Marchand, they got better and they got deeper and stronger. And I hate to say it, I think they're going to grind it out and just Florida's giving me no reason not to think that they are going to win this in 6 to 7 games.
Florida's going to punch him in the mouth. Skinner's going to start losing his mind. They're going to light his ass up.
I don't know how Edmonton reacts to getting punched in the mouth. You can't skate around that.
What were your exact words to me? What's the deal with Skinner? If Skinner gives up 1 goal within 5 minutes of the game, what happens to him?
Head case hit the over today too. It's at 6. I just gave you a free play. Skinner will be nervous there. And if Florida gets one early, it could go downhill in this game. But hey, listen, I'm all over these Oilers. Don't count McDavid out. They were down 3-0 last year, and they went to Game 7. All right, he learned from it. He's going to come back this year, and he's going to do what he needs to do in the Cup.
Isn't every game though? You have to take every game. Either Edmonton over or Florida under. Like, I think that's how who wins the game is how the total goes. Like, I just can't see games, like, in my opinion.
No.
That's why a couple books have 6.5. The books are telling you who have 6.5 are telling you who they're heavy on this game.
They're heavy.
I'll tell you right now, there's one bet in this game, and it's the same bet for all 6 to 7 games. The draw. And on Pinnacle, you shop your lines, folks. You know, I tell you that. Find your own value, depending on where you're at in the country. But Pinnacle has it at plus 329. Okay, I'm just saying, if that's not worth pizza money, I don't know what is. Because I follow the script, and the script says more hockey. Because more hockey means more fans, means more revenue. Blah 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 blah. This is
not more ratings.
I'm just telling you right now. I think. If we all think this goes 6 or 7 games,
you ride it every single game. I don't hate it.
What was it?
Come out value,
ago?
Right? I'll come out ahead.
They had that one. I think it was 2 or maybe 3 years ago. The Stanley Cup Finals. It went to like 4 extra periods
with Tampa.
I do this every
Stanley Cup
Finals.
It was like the never-ending game. It was like an East Coast time, and it still ended at like 2:00 in the morning. Listen. I like extra hockey, but that was a little crazy. At some point, it's like, okay, someone score. I need to get this. I need to go to bed and like move on.
One of these games will go into overtime at 1-1.
You think?
You know, or 0-0.
I think Edmonton is going to make it high scoring. I think they're going to be like, listen, we're the better offense. We got to just play way more wide open, play less conservative, and ball so well. They have nothing to lose. They're playing the defending champs. So it's like, to me, I think it's going to be a lot more goals than people think in this series. If not, I think Florida's going to win in 5.
How do we feel about value in betting? Because rather than just getting on the side or a total, or we could differ on Florida wins or Edmonton wins. Is there a value my man Gusha says right here, Edmonton for trying to pick Edmonton in 6 at this odds, or Edmonton in 7, or Florida vice versa? Does anybody approach it that way when it gets down to a finals?
Is he saying 4-2 games, or is it 4-2 scored
Series.
tonight? The
I
goal.
think the 4-2 series, no?
I think he's probably talking series prices.
Okay. I was like, man, if you're picking the exact score,
maybe he's trying to pick exact
tough.
score, because that's probably
Yeah,
series.
Okay.
Okay.
I was like,
hate
man,
it, but you're gambling.
go play the lottery.
It's a gamble.
I would say the draw is the best bet out of anything. I wouldn't play that series or try to predict the series. I would go with that draw, like Lenny. Keep hitting that draw because you're getting plus value, and it's very good risk to reward on that draw, because we think that they're going to go into overtime. At least one game's going to go into overtime, I would think, in the the first 2-3 games here. So I would say draw, not the series.
And expect to lose. Everybody, when you take that draw play, you have to understand the expectations of you're taking that shot with a 1 to 3.25 risk to reward. You can lose that thing more than 3 times before you're actually negative. So you can run that for 3 straight games, risking 1 unit, $100, and pop that thing. And if you pop it, you could be done, out $300 your profit. So remember that. Expect to lose. Go into it with that expectation.
Lenny expects to lose on all bets.
His Tigers yesterday hurt him.
Hey, Ralph,
Listen.
is the Oklahoma City is super lopsided to win the series, right?
Not really. It opened up at $7.50. Now it's $6. So there's a lot of pacer money that's coming in. It's not even close to.
Well, you can't bet Oklahoma City. I mean, so you're only going to get pacer money at that price.
No, not necessarily. When Golden State was minus 2,000 that one year, they were still getting heavy action. People were laying that big price, and that's probably the UFC bettors who don't mind betting that big price for a very small return. This year, it's been just pretty much all pacer money. But be very careful on that one. The most popular bet in that series is the gentleman's sweep, the 4 games to 1. I think Indiana opened up at plus 275. Now it's pretty much either $2 or plus 175. Wow. Shop around and try to get that $2. That's been the most popular bet.
I think if Indiana gets 2, they should get the trophy. If you get 2 wins, you get the trophy. It's because I mean, they've had a nice run, but it's who did they beat? It's who did they beat? They didn't beat either of the top. That wasn't great. Let's be honest. They were banged up. The Knicks. I mean, they fired their coach. What a shit show! If you're the New York Knicks, was the best team they've had in 25 years. Best. You make it.
Fire their coach.
You fired your coach.
August, my man.
August, what's up, buddy?
But that was
Boston in the playoffs.
I learned this morning that was player driven why they fired their coach.
Yeah, Cat.
It came out this morning that multiple sources are saying player driven, which I believe that was probably
Brunson.
Yeah, I believe it was. I think Brunson was the only one that was sticking up for the head coach. I think everyone else wanted to maybe go a new direction. So
Brunson's dad is the assistant. I wonder if the new coach, hey, we don't care who else you bring in, but you got to keep old daddy boy here.
Brunson's dad's 20-1 to win to be the next head coach of the Knicks. So all the money's coming in on Johnny Bryant.
Pizza money.
Johnny Bryant minus 110. He's the favorite right now.
Pizza money, man.
They've tried the big name coaches and it hasn't worked. Remember Phil Jackson. To me. I think you go to the lesser known and try to. I mean, look what they did. Kenny Atkinson, what a hire that was.
Look at JJ Redick. Everyone made fun of it, and I thought he did a really good job in LA.
Until
when they hired Steve Kerr in Golden State, everyone laughed at that. So I think that's why you're going to see the Johnny Bryant.
How about this, Mark Jackson?
No, everyone talks about his horrible coaching style at Golden State. There's a reason why he got fired at Golden State.
It would be great, though, for him to go back.
Patrick Ewing has a better shot of being a head coach of the Knicks than Mark Jackson.
Did we see him at Georgetown? He is not. He's not.
That's what I said. Patrick Ewing has a better shot.
Mark Jackson, they won. He built the Warriors to where they were, and then Steve Kerr just, like he polished the marble.
I thought you were going to say he stepped in and just won on Mark Jackson.
Polished the marble. I think he released the beast. He was like, okay, we're really going all in on the 3-pointers. And that obviously worked and changed the NBA forever, to be very honest. But yeah, all right. So 5 or 6. 6 is what?
I think he's like plus 425. I think last time I saw.
I think they win in 6. I think they get. I don't know how, because I don't know how Indiana can.
Well, Oklahoma City will lay down for 1.
I don't know. This team's
just one game to lay down. Take
if Oklahoma,
off.
Indiana's got 3 losses the entire
back-to-back championships right now, Ralph, that they went back-to-back.
They have the best roster, and people. My sources are telling me they have the most ammo if they really want to try to get the Greek Freak. They have the most ammo picks in youth.
They're not getting the Greek Freak if they win a championship.
No, why not? The Golden State won, and they get Kevin.
They lost. They lost.
Why would they were there? I'm just saying.
Right. If they would have won, they wouldn't have been able to bring Kevin Durant in. If you lose, you're like, hey, we got to make changes. If they win, they'll run it back with basically the same team. They have the deepest roster in the league. So
I think OKC wins this one on defense. I think Dort Country is going to just hammer the backcourt of the Indiana Pacers. I think Williams is going to hammer the defense of backcourt.
You think Dort and Caruso will just kind of be all over Halliburton? That's if they can keep Halliburton from creating.
If you think Ant-Man and Halliburton are the same players, you're wrong. Because look what happened to Ant-Man. Dort just shut him down. He was nowhere to be found. So if you think them two are the same, then you guys.
He's a nightmare. That guy walks through the door. You're like, check, please. I'm out. That dude is something else. All right, so if you guys
Trapp, you're going to be okay for the rest of the day? You need a nap?
I slept 7 hours. I was out with our the owner last night, Wade, and Casey, his wife, went out to. If you're ever in Vegas, you go to Joe's Stone Crab. That place is ridiculous. 8 of us there last night.
Peppermint ice cream.
Then we went out to the dueling pianos, and one of our buddies asked his girlfriend to marry him, so that was a big night. And then we sent Wade and Casey back, and I barely made it home. It was a shit show. But I did get 7 hours sleep, so I'm good to go. If you haven't check out the video last night so you see me a little soft. I was a little soft when the video. So, all right.
Little sauce.
Hey,
all right, we're going to jump out of here.
Hey, tonight I'm at Sphere, so if you see me at Sphere, come over and say hi. Tomorrow I'm going to be at Stadium Circus Swim, so come join us. Lenny's going to pop over hopefully after. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Danger zone, baby.
Danger zone. Yeah, danger zone. Danger Will Robinson, Lenny and Fremont.
Well, thanks, guys, for covering for me this week so I can have fun out here. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care, folks.